Oh, I think I should. Oh, I figured out what the problem is. Okay. It should now be. I figured out what the. Yeah, it's live now.
Yeah, it's live now.
Okay. Cookie clicker history. Young Dotesmite.
Can you guys hear me?
I think I could before, so I'm assuming they can hear you.
They can hear me. They can hear me.
Okay. No, thank you. What's your background with Cookie Clicker? Because everyone has one.
I have played it about 2 or 3 times. The first time doesn't really count because it was like in school the first day someone showed it to me and I didn't really like have time to play it properly because it was a computer. So more like 2 times where I've actually played it properly. This was a long time ago, basically when it first blew up.
Yeah.
And I would normally play for about I played for maybe like 3 days to a week at a time, maybe about a week, and then got bored of it. And never looked up any advanced strats or anything, or I just did it.
I mean, I'm assuming at the time you played there weren't really any advanced threats.
Yeah, I mean, I just did it for fun, pretty much. And I would start off clicking that cookie, I'd buy some grandmas, buy some curses, and go from there. Leave my computer on all night for like a week.
Yep.
And get a few 10 decillion. No, I wouldn't get that far. That's more than I would ever get. But I would get quite a lot of cookies, and then at a certain point, I would be like, I need to turn my computer off, and then I would stop playing Cookie Clicker. That's my history with Cookie Clicker.
Yeah. So my history of Cookie Clicker, we can go down to update log, starts about here-ish. Like, I think I started playing around when the like Grandma Apocalypse and achievements were introduced into the beta version. So I haven't really been playing like for the entire time the game has been out. Like I never played alpha. Like I've tried to go back to the alpha like a few times, and every time I do, it's just like kind of annoying. Like it doesn't captivate me the same way. Like it's the graphics mostly, because like the game looks very satisfying even though I have the fancy graphics turned off for legitimate performance reasons. But that's just because I leave it on in the background when I'm doing things that like actually require like RAM and stuff. But yeah, I've been playing for like most of the game's history, and I've never stopped playing. Like how I play the game is I every fall around like kind of regularly. I can't say for sure if it's every single fall, but I know that this has had to have happened like 5 times at least, I think. So it's pretty regular, really. So most every fall, I load up a new save, get to the end game, and then quit, and eventually I lose that save. So the next fall, I make a new save, start playing again, get to the end game again, and then eventually lose that save again. Like that's kind of how I approach the game.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the way I started playing is pretty much like the same way like everyone started playing. I'm gonna turn the fancy graphics on because why not? Actually, this looks awful. I'm just gonna leave them off. I heard about it in school, right? I played on a school computer, and I played for like exactly 1 day, and then I basically just stopped playing forever. And I did it like a few times in like computer class or whatever. And the thing that really hooked me was when the Christmas event happened for the first time. It was like one of the first big updates, I think. Yeah, the Christmas update comes out here. And I was in school, and I was like going through like all the Christmas content, getting to the Christmas end game. It was like, I don't know if you have those in the UK, but over here we have like things where you stay up all night during Christmas. Also, there's something that makes golden cookies appear all the time. I don't know which one it is, but like I'm not gonna turn it off because who cares?
The thing where you stay up all night during Christmas is kind of like old-fashioned. Like,
yeah.
The people used to do it, but people don't really do it. Well, people do it when they're going out partying or whatever, but it's not like but yeah, I've heard about it. Like I know the thing, but it's just not common anymore.
Yeah, it's not necessarily during Christmas. Like over here, it's like sometimes just stay in school overnight and just kind of hang out and mad chill. And during
I think like health and safety people have stopped that over here.
Damn. Yeah. And
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, thank you. I have you on my show. Please don't interrupt.
What?
You are here to interrupt. That's your point. No,
okay.
That's what I pay you. That's what I hired you for.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, that's why I get paid the big bucks. Anyway, so everyone was like hanging out with each other, right? And I was like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna go fucking play Cookie Clicker the whole night. And that was like the thing that really made me fall in love with the game, because like you had like the extra Christmas strats, I guess. Like I don't really know how to like describe them, but it was like really cool seeing like something new happen. And
aren't you supposed to click the golden cookies?
I mean, golden cookies outside of combos are pretty much obsolete at my state in the game, and this is a backup save anyway where I have my developer tools on and stuff, so I can show it on stream. Show things on stream, yeah. But yeah, I basically played from like the start, and I remember like every permutation that the game has had basically. It was since alpha, pretty much. So like at the start, right, you had cursors, you didn't have banks, you didn't have temples, you didn't have wizard towers, and it kept out the time machines, and your goal was basically just get a time machine and then just like
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's how it was when I played for the first time too.
Yeah.
And then they added some new shit the second time, and I was like, is this new? But I didn't really remember, so I was like, maybe I just never got that far.
Yeah. And the only real strats you had, I think, were when you got... I think the golden cookie upgrades were pretty much there from the start. And so the game has like always kind of had combos, at least as far as I can remember. But it used to be that the combo was only when you got the frenzy, which was the time 7, and the click frenzy, which was made your click 777 times more powerful, and they always stacked. And it was always really cool because like you got to stack the buff with the other buff, and then you got big bucks, you got the massive bucks. Yeah. And that's very much it. You just got the time machines, right? It's a simple game. It's a cookie clicker that everyone remembers, right? It's just you go click the cookie, you get the time machine, right? And then you do the click frenzy, right? That was very much all that happened.
Yeah.
And then it got up to the fucking Christmas update, which really revolutionized it. Or maybe it was the Ascensions first, I don't remember. But like you got New Game Plus where you could ascend, and I think at the start it just gave you like a production buff. Yeah. That was first, where after you had baked enough cookies, you could ascend, and it would wipe away all of your stuff, and it would give you a permanent production upgrade. And that was fucking dope. Because there's the Grand Apocalypse too, where do you know the Wrinkler lore? No, thank you.
There's lore.
I mean, there's kind of lore. It's not real. I mean,
no, I don't.
I mean, I know the actual Cookie Clicker lore, which is like a series of apocalypses tied to mankind going too far. Like, Cookie Clicker is actually an anti-capitalist game. Like, not many people understand this, but like,
I think people understand. It's pretty fucking on the nose.
No, people all the time. Like, I've heard people say this, where you go like, oh yeah, Cookie Clicker promotes capitalism and infinite growth, where like the game itself is basically just about, hey, maybe
Cookie
this is
Clicker
frivolous.
Cookie Clicker is actually a right accelerationist game.
Yeah, Cookie Clicker is a right accelerationist game. Yeah, the
cookie represents the basilisk.
Mm-hmm. The actual lore is very much, you have your cookie things and you're destroying the world with the cookie farms and the cookie factories, and there are old deities that are cookie related, like fucking walking around the world, and you have various funny things like cookie wizards and cookie planets, but oh no, the fucking aliens aren't really happy with like the shit you're doing, and then you have portals, and then you go into the demon realm, and people die a lot. And then you start fucking with time and other forces beyond your comprehension, and it all just makes the world worse. And then you have the Grandma Apocalypse, where the Grandmas rise up, and that's like a worldwide cataclysm.
Because in the time machine thing,
Yeah.
it says you're getting cookies from the future, right?
I think it's brings back cookies from the past before they were ever eaten.
Oh.
Yeah.
But like, for the amount of cookies you're producing, surely you would run out at some point, if that was true.
I mean, you can go.
I feel like I'm questioning this way too much.
I think it's about like fucking you go back in time multiple times, maybe.
But how can you go back in time? Because if you take the cookie, then the first time you went, you wouldn't.
Yeah, no, but
have
you
it.
go like a second back, right? Before you took the cookie, and then you take it again.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have had it.
I mean, no, I think it's like a branch timeline type thing, probably.
Wait, but you can't do reverse branch timelines. They only work with forward time travel.
No, I mean, like, you go back, right? And you go back into an alternate history, and then you go back beyond that because you can't go back into that.
It's less a time machine and more like a dimension.
I don't know the exact lore, but like...
I think I'm questioning this way too much.
I think you might be questioning it a bit too much.
It never made sense. Even back when I first played it and I got the time machine, I was like, but what, where? I thought it got cookies from your own theoretical future where you've made a bajillion cookies and then takes them back in the past. But then I was like thinking about how that would cause a time loop.
I'm gonna go grab the dog real quick.
So what the dog doing though?
Dog barking up a storm.
Alright, I will keep the non-existent audience entertained. No offense to your channel, but go subscribe. Okay, so here's what you're gonna want to do, audience. You're gonna want to go ahead into your YouTube search bar and type in just go to Google and just buy my album. Just buy my album. Just go on Google and type in "No Thank You." The O's are zeros, and just stream Dead Form on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever streaming service you like. Go on Bandcamp, buy Dead Form. There's actually CDs and cassettes and stuff. Which you can purchase. So go ahead and stream Dead Form, and go and subscribe to. You're gonna want to unsubscribe from this channel,
No.
and then subscribe to No Thank You on YouTube. And that's about it.
Yep. Well, yeah. So at that point in time, right? You had the fucking reindeer bouncing around, which you could also combo with stuff, and that was the part that really sold me, because that was like an additional level of complexity, because you had to like try to sync up your cookie effects and the reindeer, and that was really like fun gameplay for me, because it rewarded you for actually thinking about it more than like anything had up to that point, and then you could reset your game and then be more powerful and get more stuff, and that also really spoke to me, because I had like a long-term strategy that didn't exist at the start, and that's always been the parts that like really speak to me about Cookie Clicker. Like, even though that's kind of a pretentious thing to say. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, Wrinkler
I'm not going
lore.
anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the Wrinkler lore. So the way that Wrinklers work, right, is you have like things eating up your cookie production, right? And in the short term you get less cookies, but in the long term you get like fucking 12 times more cookies when you have like maxed out Wrinklers. But it wasn't supposed to be that way. It wasn't supposed to be multiplicative. It was supposed to be additive. So you would get like a really tiny boost, like in theory. But the code went wrong. So now Wrinklers like are an instant like fucking 6 to 12 time multiplier depending on your level and your upgrades, I think.
Sick.
Yeah, so that's a cool piece of Cookie Clicker trivia. Yeah. So what happened after it? I would have written notes, but you know, you have the fucking notes. Oh yeah, the first really overpowered strategy happened during the Christmas season, when you could get an Elder Frenzy and a Reindeer at the same time and get a fuck ton of cookies, like a metric fuck ton of cookies, and that was like the first advanced threat in the game. But that was mostly advanced because it was really rare. It didn't really require any like strategical complexity or anything of that sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there used to be also a short-lived strat during this time period where you wouldn't actually go into the final stage of the Grand Apocalypse, but you would actually go into the stage 1 of Grand Apocalypse, because at that time either RAF cookies were worse, because right now RAF cookies, unless you're going for combos in the late game, are statistically better than golden cookies, although you don't really stay in that stage of the game for too long anymore because of the modern strats when it comes to the game, at least for the people who are aware of it. But when it comes to when it comes to not having Force the Hand of Fate available, RAF cookies are pretty much statistically just superior to golden cookies. But back in the day, people didn't either know this, or RAF cookies used to be way worse. I don't remember which one it was. But there was a strat where you would only go into stage 1 of the Grand Apocalypse, where most of your golden cookies would still be golden cookies, but you would get RAF cookies every now and then. And I think that's a cool historical detail to bring up, because it's so absolutely obsolete right now. You never want to do that anymore. It's kind of inconvenient because it slows down your wrinkler spawns a lot. And I remember when I was a kid, I was having to be patient and wait for all my wrinklers to spawn because I was in stage 1 of the Grand Apocalypse. And generally your ascensions during that stage in the game right now are super fucking fast anyway, because you're doing mad combos and shit. But yeah, that's a historical detail that people wouldn't do nowadays. Okay, so what else? What happened next? Oh yeah, the Antimatter Condensers came out before the Christmas update, I guess.
I remember those.
Yeah, that was the first big update I remember, actually.
That was like a parody.
What do you mean?
Parody's nuts.
We got Antimatter Condensers, and I was whoa, cool, there's a thing beyond time machines. That's fucking epic.
Please just move on as swiftly as possible.
No.
This is all I can add to this discussion, is occasional Ligma jokes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then I got heavenly upgrades, which I can just ascend right now because I have cheats on.
Hey, Dotesmite, you ever heard of Subter?
Subter, no thank you.
Yeah, Subter, no thank you.
Right now the heavenly upgrade tree is kind of big. That's
a lot of upgrade tree.
Yeah.
It's Skyrim. It's my favorite video game. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
At the start,
on Nintendo Switch.
You just said Legacy. I remember you had this one. Maybe you had some perma slots, and maybe some golden cookie upgrades, and the idle ones, and those are basically it at the start. We just had this chain of upgrades, which are basically useless because it's you can close your computer and still make more cookies. Where it's why would you close your computer? Why? There's no reason to do that. But yeah. Also I want to talk about Cookie Clicker forever. I need to get it all out of my system. No, thank you.
I understand. That's what this is for.
Okay.
This is a special live episode of Info Dump.
Yeah. I'm just ascending right now. Don't mind me. Actually, it doesn't matter. I can just fucking refresh and I should be before I Here's a Cookie Clicker pro tip. If you're unhappy with ascending, refreshing the page pretty much guarantees a save scum, because when you ascend, the game doesn't save, and when you reload into a new Ascension, there's a minute-long window because the game autosaves with a minute in between. So once you ascend, you can very easily refresh, and generally you can just undo your Ascension really easily. I don't generally save scum, but that's a one type of save scumming I regularly do, I guess, because I don't really think that counts as cheating in the same way that other forms of save scumming might.
I mean, how would save scumming help, really?
We'll get to that.
The thing that's been weird to me about Cookie Clicker is that like you could reach the same level. I mean, you could once it gets like end game, it's different.
Yeah,
But it's like,
it's kind of impossible to get to like end game, like at least for the last 6 years or so, without using any sort of threats.
oh, okay. It used to be that it's just like speeding up how fast you get the time machine, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're gonna get there eventually, no matter what you do.
That's true. That's true. It doesn't work like that anymore too. Like
Okay.
right now, you need strats to even get to like all the achievements done, so and so on. Like you can't play the game without fucking strats.
Oh yeah, how's Opus Magnum going?
Oh, I got lost in Sigmars Curtain for multiple hours. I want to talk about it. I was like, hey, there's this mini game in this game. Okay, let's just do it. And then I just completed the achievement, which is beat the game 100 times.
What's the mini game?
It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a matching game, kind-ish. Like, you have a board, right? And then you have orbs on the board. And then you match up the 3 orbs. And an orb is free as if it has 3 contiguous empty spaces next to it. But like the edges of the board are empty. So it's like you start from the outside and you kind of just match things until you get to the inside. And most of the time you kind of lose. That's Sigmars Curtain.
Makes sense.
But then when you learn the strats and you have played 100 times, then most of the times you win actually.
Okay.
Because you know the priority orders and so on and so on and so on. So, what happened to Christmas? I think the heavenly upgrades actually were the ones that at the start were the ones that allowed you to unlock your bonus things when you started a new save. Actually, I don't think it had any more. Like, I think that happened when the Legacy beta came out. Yeah. It happened in the Legacy beta when you got the things. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah, a Prism. The Prisms came out, which was like, yo, there's Prisms now. And yeah, it's the April Fool's update, which happened. I remember that happening. I remember logging into Cookie Clicker and being like, yo, this looks weird right now.
I told you everyone will be watching the Philosophy Tube premiere.
Oh no. All the Dotesmite viewers are watching Philosophy. I don't really care that much.
I know.
What else? Okay, so the game got way harder. I think this was actually the hardest time to get to the end game, because there weren't really any really good strats yet. But you kind of had to like just fucking wait and do fucking basic combos to like develop it all, I think. Like getting end game like during this time was like pretty much impossible. Unless you were like really dedicated. So then you had Easter and then you had Legacy happening. Yeah. Legacy happened for a long time, as you can see. It happened over a year because Arcane develops the game super slowly, which I think is actually a great thing, because like it means the game like has a longer lasting like lifespan. Oh no, thank you. You know that video that's like why people are still playing Cookie Clicker 8 years later, that gets recommended to everyone?
Never got recommended to me once. Sorry.
I'm in that fucking video.
You're in that video?
Yeah, I'm in that video. It has like fucking 600,000 views now or something like that.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's one of the videos that like, it was like, oh, some guy with like 20,000 subs was in like fucking the Cookie Clicker subreddit, and I was like, hey, if you have played Cookie Clicker since like 2013, hit me up. And I was like, oh, that's me. And then I was in the video, and now it has like 600,000 views.
Nice.
It's spooky. It's very spooky, actually.
That's kind of sick, though.
Yeah. It's kind of sick. Oh yeah, there's a general Polish. Oh, hello, C. when you click on the
Got a
general
chatter.
Polish.
Yo, we
Yeah.
got a chatter.
Yeah, you got a chatter. But yeah, when you click on the general Polish link, it directs you to a Polish general.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a update which is added some general Polish, and then when you click on the link, it redirects you to a Polish general's Wikipedia
That's
page.
funny. That's very,
Yeah.
very funny. Very good humor from Cookie Clicker devs there. I give
Yeah.
that joke a solid 8 out of 10.
Yep. Oh yeah, here's when the banks, temples, and wizard towers were introduced, and the game got a lot bigger, and you actually became able to get to the end game kinda-ish again. And then you got like the actual Ascension mechanics, I think, around this time too. And you got the dragon, which is one of my favorite mechanics. Like, the dragon is probably my favorite like system in the game, because you start the game, right, and then you have to sacrifice your building state, and then you unlock upgrades, and then you can make a dragon build, and it's like, wow, I get to make dragon build choices. And then you get to bake a dragon cookie, and then you get to upgrade your dragon, and then you get to pet your dragon, and then when you pet the dragon, it drops new upgrades, and it's cool.
Hey, have you got the Tri-Dragon?
Try dragon these nuts, I know.
That's all I'm here for. That's the only thing I can add to the screen side. I have to.
Yeah, I got the pie dragon, not the try dragon.
You got the bi-dragon, these nuts on your face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I love the dragon friend. And
Right.
yeah, you got the season switching with the Ascension, which was cool, because then you could do every season, and you weren't restricted by the flow of time.
What do you think the grandma's names are?
Oh, the grandmas actually have names though, thank you.
They have names?
Yeah.
What are their names?
You have Maud, Mildred, Pearl, Darling, Pearl, Peanut, Varty, Muriel, Knitting Slave. The white ones are people that like Patreon supporters have named. They have Knitting Slave, Vera, Ifu, Precious, Varty, Cookie, Gladys, Tootsie. Yeah, the grandmas have names.
The grandmas have names.
Yeah, they have
This was
Heinous,
good.
Gloria, Mimsy. Yeah,
Sick.
grandma's got fucking names.
Now I have to play Cookie Clicker just to see what the grandma's names are.
Yeah, I really like how like you have like grandma upgrades, where you can get upgrades for the grandmas, and then the grandma icons give them a different like visual style for every building. It's really cool. I like that a lot.
Clicking cookies, Dotesmite, that's what the sound is.
Oh, you're clicking cookies?
Yeah.
I mean, the sound isn't coming through.
Yo Gaga, age 79. That was
Yo
my first
Gaga.
grandma. I'm gonna spend everything on grandmas.
Okay. But yeah, with the dragon, you got the Prism upgrade, which basically the only dragon upgrades are really worthwhile in like the long term are Radiant Appetite, which is the Prism upgrade, which doubles your cookie production, which is OP for obvious reasons. And you get the Dragonflight, which gives you like twice the chance to get Clicking Frenzy, basically, except it's an even stronger version of a Clicking Frenzy. So dragons, incredibly useful, although I can't find that one because I'm blind. Apparently it just doesn't show up when it's equipped.
Anus. Elder Pledge 666 times in a row. And Gaga. These are my grandmas.
Yeah.
I should be spending money on upgrades, not just curses.
These are the useful ones. Except you have other ones that are sometimes useful, like the Dragon Harvest one is useful in some strats where you're going for like really massive combos, like incredibly massive combos, which I personally don't do. But like it's technically optimal if you're doing like various cheese strats, because it gives you like a bigger cap than you would otherwise have. Then early game Breath of Milk, of course, a classic, an absolute classic. It's one of the better ones, and you get it instantly. What else? Well, Earth Shatterer had a really cool strat, but I'm gonna get into that at some point later, because that strat is obsolete now. Actually, I don't know if I even remember the entire strat. I remember it being like really convoluted. I think there are multiple Earth Shatterer strats. Maybe. Yeah. What you would do is you would use a Garden up. This was an infinite combo which caused Earth Shatterer to get nerfed.
Age 82.
Mhm.
Sorry. I'm getting grandma. This is what I'm going to be doing. I have nothing else to say. I mean, I'm happy to just listen to you. It's like my own personal podcast.
Yeah. What you would do is you would get a garden plant that makes your buildings cheaper. Then you would get Earth Shatterer. We would equip it so you could sell them back. And what you would do is you would make the buildings cheaper, then freeze your garden, which pose all the effects. Put on Earth Shatterer, sell the buildings now that they're more expensive, then buy them back and sell them again, then buy them back and sell them again. And you would get infinite fucking money, basically. And it was nerfed immediately because it was obviously too powerful. And it was nerfed so hard that like multiple systems died of it. Which is a shame, but you know. It kinda ruined the game. It kinda actually ruined the game.
Yeah. Okay, no longer a shame. Oh, we have Gertrude, age 83 now.
You Gertrude?
Yeah, Gertrude. Yeah. That's right. Gertrude.
What else? What else?
We got Beryl, age 97.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, Arcane Aura is still best in slot for farming out Black Cat's Paw, which is one of the late game achievement grinds, which I'm gonna get into later. Mind Over Matter is useful when you're farming out the garden drops, which is again another later game thing. Like it's useful in some other situations, but you would never actually use it if you were trying to play optimally. Like I was kind of a casual throughout most of my cookie clicker days. Like I wasn't really going hard in the game. Like nowadays I basically use optimal strats because I've played the game so many times. But like I used to just use fun strats, and when I did Mind Your Matter was really useful.
Helen, Phyllis.
But you have like the thing is that Earthtail, who's the developer of Cookie Clicker, likes adding in things that could be broken, and Dragon Orbs is one of the things that could be broken, and I think there's strats with Dragon Orbs. Although I'm not really sure. Like it's an easy way to get a frenzy, and that's useful sometimes. Although, I mean, it's not really the meta as far as I know. It could be, but like I haven't kept up with it. Like there's probably some insane combo you can do with Dragon Orbs if you get really lucky. But the thing is that you kind of have to get incredibly lucky, and it's not really like worth the slot when you could just invest in other things that are like more consistent, I guess. Which is why most people don't use Dragon Orbs, to my knowledge. But actually, I'm gonna go into the Cookie Clicker Discord to see if there's a fucking insane Dragon Orb strat that has been developed. Because when it came out, I was like, oh, there's a cool Dragon Orb strat here. Oh, it apparently can give you a shadow achievement, which makes sense. Yeah, I don't think there's an insane Dragon Orb strat still, because it's just kind of unreliable.
I'm not using strats. I'm just getting grandmas. Because I want to see their names.
Apparently there's some strat with it, but
we got a new grandma called He Had Boxing Gloves On.
Actually, I think I can just fucking put the thing on stream. I'm gonna put the cookie clicker Discord and stream, and I'm gonna see if. So most people, the consensus generally is that Dragon Orbs is mostly used for the 4-leaf golden cookie shadow achievement, which isn't really something I'm personally interested in because shadow achievements aren't useful. So yeah, that's not something I really care about. Yeah, this is a public Discord, which is why I'm comfortable showing it. Oh yeah, there's one of the most popular cookie clicker cheats. Allows you to like do combos really consistently, and I don't like using it, but like a lot of people use it to get like insane combos because that's what they find fun in the game. Okay, apparently you can use Dragon Orbs like format things to. Dragon Orbs threat. Let's see. Apparently there are Dragon Orbs threats, but they're not really the meta, I guess.
We got Nana and we got Darlin.
Yo Nana, yo Darlin.
Sorry, I'm sorry for reading out grandma names on stream.
No, it's great, it's great. Now I'm trying to Furycraft Dragon Orbs threats because I'm autistic.
Fine, I'll buy a farm. Fuck.
I mean, I guess it could be useful. Like, you could use the Dragon Orbs, then possibly get something that you can start the combo of, and then you would get more shots if you get lucky, but otherwise you could just have a useless. I mean, I guess I could try Dragon Orbs for some combos. I'll give it a shot later. See if it's actually useful, because it has so many knobs. Like this is the thing that Ortail does. He like adds systems that are like potentially broken, then lets the players break them, and it's really cool because he doesn't know what will be broken because he doesn't really understand his own game. So he just kind of adds in systems that could be useful. But Dragon's Curve helps with sugar lump farming, which I'm gonna talk about later because that's the worst part of the game by far. Dragon's Fortune, I think, is pretty much useless. And Reality Bending is also useless because you would just want all the other auras instead of, you know, a nerfed version of all the auras. The Shadow are not useful because most auras aren't useful, pretty much. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, the golden switch used to be able to be used for like AFK threats before like I knew about combos, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm just leaving the game on overnight, so I'm gonna put the golden switch on. But like right now, leaving the game on overnight isn't even useful, really, for me, because it's so much less cookies than like even a bad combo would give me, so it's like...
How do combos even work? I've never seen a combo.
I'll show you in like... I'll show you like really quick, like...
Okay.
Once I finish get to that point in the history of the game. Okay, what else? Okay, so new buildings, Ascension system, which is the part that makes the game great. Oh yeah, then you have the challenge runs. The thing with the challenge runs is you have to like do them later in the game, and basically just do a challenge run and just kind of waste your time. Or you can start your game off by doing the challenge runs because there's like no reason not to. So it's kind of annoying because it's optimal. But like every time I start, I just do the fucking challenge run achievements, which just means like waiting a fuck ton and not doing anything useful. Because like the challenge runs are like, hey, get to this amount of cookies without doing a thing that would make it way faster, and then you just have to kind of wait there for like the slow achievements to come in, and then they come in, and it is how it is.
Barrel.
Well, yeah, then you got like the offline progression things, but that's never been useful because like most of your production is coming from wrinklers anyway, and offline production isn't really useful because it doesn't account for wrinklers, so you only get like maybe 10% even if you get like the maximum offline production, because it doesn't factor in your like most significant source of cookies. So that wasn't ever useful. It's how
Called
it
a
is.
cookie clicker, but I'm playing it like grandma clicker because I'm trying to collect all the grandmas.
Yeah.
They should rename it, really, to be honest. Please fix.
Well, that was 2016, and that was before the real threats got introduced. So when did the real threats get introduced? Sugar lumps, do you have the minigame? Yeah, you get the minigames in 2017 actually. So the threats have only been around for fucking 4 years, not 5 years. But yeah, you started getting sugar lumps, which are the worst thing that has been added to the game ever. Because unlike anything else, you can't really speed up sugar lump collection that drastically. So it's just a matter of like waiting. But like they happen offline too, so what I do nowadays is because I lose my saves constantly. It's because I know I have been playing since the start. I just add the amount of sugar lumps I should have gotten if I just had a save that had been like open and saved. So I just like multiply the amount of days that there have been since the introduction of sugar lumps and just cheat them in for myself, because there's really no use to like worry about them too much, because it's just a fucking time gated fucking mechanic, which I think is a shame. Like I don't think cookie clicker should be time gated, because it's really fucking fast when you know what you're doing anyway. And I don't think like I don't like sugar lumps.
Is there early game strats like beginning of the game that I just started?
Basically just play the game normally until you get the wizard tower unlock, which happens when you get your first sugar lump, and then you go insane with Force Hand of Fate.
Okay, well I'm gonna quit at that point. Is basically what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to collect grandmas, Dotesmite. I just want grandmas.
Yeah. Well, this is the combo snow thank you I was talking about. So once you upgrade wizard towers a single level, which costs 1 sugar lump. Can I turn off the incessant fucking golden cookies somewhere? Is there? Is there an option to turn off the fucking cookies? Oh, it's here somewhere, I think. Debug upgrades. Okay, turn that off. Okay. Right. So, what? Actually, let's turn it on, but like only for 1. Until I get a frenzy, for example. So here's the strategy do. Because you can currently stack 2 golden cookies. Because that's kind of how it works, right? So you get a golden cookie, and if you get a frenzy, it goes on a 2-minute, 40-second-ish timer, depending on all your upgrades. And during that time, another golden cookie will spawn at around the 2-minute-ish mark. And then you can stack 2 golden cookie effects, which is respectable when you get like click frenzy and frenzy together. Like that can give you like some perks. But like what you really want to do is you want to have a golden cookie, then click a second cookie, get a desirable effect, then use Force the Hand of Fate and get a third desirable effect, then sell all of your wizard towers, Force Hand of Fate again, because you can do it twice, which wasn't really feasible by the time that upgrade came out, and it was more of a modern strat. At the time, if you wanted like insane combos, you would use sugar lumps, which weren't
Millicent,
which were time gated.
Edna, Bonnie, Cookie. That's a very relevant name.
Yeah.
Scott there was. Cookie again. I've been saving up cookies so that I could mass buy grandmas.
Yeah.
Sheila. There we go. We got a bunch of grandmas.
Yay, grandmas.
My grandmas are now more expensive than my farms.
I'm just waiting for a golden cookie to spawn so I can show what a combo would look like. Because it's actually kind of involved. So no thank you. Look at. Okay, no, it didn't get a frenzy. It didn't work. Okay, let's try again. This is why I say like I hate the cookie clicker RNG grinds, because they're legitimate RNG grinds. So I'm just gonna wait until I get a cookie that has a effect that's other than frenzy or lucky, because frenzy or lucky aren't really useful for combos. I mean, you generally want the one frenzy because it's a 3 times 7. Because it's so much. Okay, so you have a click frenzy. So now what you do? Let's turn this off. So now what you would do? Whatever, doesn't matter. You click Force Hand of Fate, which is a wizard tower mechanic, and you get another golden cookie. Then nowadays you wouldn't do it back in the day, but nowadays you sell all of your wizard towers, buy one back, Force Hand of Fate again, and hope every time you get a useful thing. And you also have the golden switch, so you would flick the golden switch on, so you would get an additional 150% more stuff. And if you have the temple, which was also introduced, you also get Kotsamuk. And what Kotsamuk does is that you can sell your buildings for a cookie up increase. So you sell your buildings, you get a massive bonus to your clicking. And when you stack that with a clicking frenzy and the building special and the normal frenzy, you get a shit ton of fucking cookies, and it's kind of tenable. You get one every few hours, basically. That gives you like a fuck ton of cookies, basically, when you're playing actively.
Sense.
And so you just stack all of these buffs and mechanics together, and that's basically when like modern cookie clicker started. Once you got temples and wizard towers. Now temples aren't really respected anymore, and I think people kind of sleep on them because they're still really useful. Like using Kotsamuk is really fucking useful. Like it doesn't compare even closely to late game fucking juicy queen beat threats, which I'm gonna get into later. But like early game and even like right now, like I can get like some nasty Kotsamuk combos, even though like I kind of should graduate away from Kotsamuk by now. Like actually I'm gonna go do it in the main game because I don't want to be a fucking pleb. I want to be a plebeian. So I'm just gonna graduate from Kotsamuk into primarily a Mocalcium based fucking threat. Because what Mocalcium does is it boosts your fucking cookie production massively. Like you get a massive upgrade in production. And then you have other ones that are conditionally useful. Like I like Muridal because it's just kind of a free buff. 2 clicking based combos, and it's just such a small debuff that I don't really worry about that. And then you have Holobore, which is great for passive play, but passive play is completely fucking outmoded. So Holobore, completely irrelevant content. Then you have Vomitrax, which isn't really useful for any occasion other than some edge cases. So it's like if you're in a specific type of situation, which is using a lot of things to speed up golden cookie spawn rates, you can get massive combos using Vomitrax sometimes ish, not really. So Vomitrax isn't really actually useful unless you are playing in a fucking dumb way. And then you have Sickleus, which used to be the meta if you were constantly swapping it in and out, because you could get like a massive boost from it sometimes and just swap it out other times. But that's not really how I like to play the game. So I generally don't use Sickleus. Celebrak is the meta for farming out Black Cat's Paw, which is a whole ordeal that I'll get into later. And Rigidel is fucking great if you're time gated by sugar lumps, because it's one of the best ways to speed up sugar lump production by far. And it eases the time gating a lot. Then Screwya is still optimal when you're using strategies that can actually like utilize Wrinklers properly in the mid game, because you can also just swap it in and out. And whenever you're popping your Wrinklers, you can swap it in, because it calculates when the Wrinklers are popped, not when the Wrinklers spawn. So you can just be like, oh hey, I'm gonna pop my wrinklers, get my cookies, and then you can get a bunch more fucking cookies from that, which, you know, that's great. Jerem is kind of useless because it's just outmoded, and Dodge.js is useless. But yeah. So the other spell that was useful at some point in time, like conjure baskets can be useful in edge cases when you don't have enough wizard towers, which shouldn't really happen. Stretch time isn't really. Stretch time actually had a really cool combo, which I think has been nerfed. But you used to be able to save scum with stretch time and close the game and wait, because right now there's a limit to how much you can spam spells. You can only spam spells every 15 minutes, but it used to be like according to system time. So what you used to be able to do is you could get your stuff, then you could close cookie clicker, wait 15 minutes, get a new cookie, golden cookie with like saves coming and stuff, and force hand of fate again, get a massive combo stretch time. Basically just do that again, use your sugar lumps again, repeat that until you get like a actually insane unbeatable fucking combo, which was nerfed because it went way too fucking far. So that's a historic fucking cookie clicker strat that's obscure because only 2 people ever did it, because it's so fucking advanced and pointless that there's really like no need for anyone to do it. Heckler's Charm is useful because it's cheap and you can farm out spell-based achievements with that. Summon Crafty Pixies, not really useful. Like, these aren't actually useful for their intended uses. Camber's Fever Dream, again, not really useful. Resurrect Abomination can be useful under some conditions when you don't have enough wrinklers, but it's not really something you'd ever want to use, like in a practical scenario, because you can just wait and go away and whatever. And Diminish Ineptitude, also not really useful. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is Spontaneous Edifice, because this used to be the end game for like a small amount of time, where what you did was you had the highest tier building, because you used to have like under 400 and that was reasonable. Like nowadays I have like 500 idle verses and I'm not really like super end game yet. So that isn't really useful anymore because I think it got nerfed. But it used to be a noble strategy to use Spontaneous Edifice, then sell the building you gained from it, use Spontaneous Edifice again, and then just like slowly grind out your cookies passively without having to do combos. And I really enjoyed this strat because you could gain a shit ton of fucking cookies like that, and it was really casual, and I used to play really casually. But that strat doesn't really work anymore for a variety of reasons, because your building resale value has been nerfed drastically, and Spontaneous Edifice just isn't useful under current conditions anyway, so it can be used, but it's not something that should ever really be used because it doesn't really benefit you enough for losing out on combo potential, which is by far the metagame. Like, it's not even close. Yeah, I'm just talking about cookie clicker theory because I'm autistic about this game. Okay.
Well, I wasted my fucking cookies on a factory.
Oh no.
Factories aren't gonna help me fucking get more grandmas.
Oh yeah, every cookie clicker upgrade like makes the endgame like exponentially harder, kinda, because it adds a new building and it has like there's a whole meta. So like every upgrade basically forces you to use the strats more than the last one did, because like strats get figured out, and then Ortail goes like, oh yeah, you have the strats, you'll figure out how to get to like increasingly harder goals, and then people do.
I'm about to buy 10 grandmas at once.
You have 10 grandmas at once?
Yeah. Boom.
Nice.
Mavis, Ethel, Cookie, Ada, Nana, Tech X, Edna, Warty, Phyllis, and Peanut. Shouts out to all of you. Shouts out to all my grandmas. I hear the streets.
Streets. Where?
I just play for fun. Some
Mhm.
people just play this game for fun. Silly game
Yeah.
clicky.
Yeah.
Silly clicky game. I
Clicky
finally
game.
got my mouses to go all the way around, so I no longer need to buy any more mouses, because that's the only point of them. They go all around the thing once, so it's no longer unsatisfying when they're not a circle.
Yeah, but no, thank you. Look look at the halo you can make with the cursors.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've done that. I've done that shit. I've been there, done that. It's nowhere near as satisfying as having them go around in a circle for the first
That's fair.
time.
That's fair.
You're just chasing that high, man. You're just chasing that high of the first time you got them to go around in a circle.
That's fair. That's fair.
The mouse. I also have never understood any of the maths. Like, what does this mean? I think I get it. Never mind.
Yeah. Um. So what else? Oh yeah, the Garden came out the next, which is currently the endgame metagame. But like, well, so I have to talk about other things before I get to the Garden, because the Garden is Sugar Lumps got reworked a bit, and yeah.
How do I make golden cookies spawn?
At the start, they spawn really slowly, really slowly,
Let's
and then you
go.
get upgrades, and then they spawn faster and last longer. Yeah, yeah. So gardens got introduced. Those are like really fucking nerdy shit. So I'm not gonna really talk about it. Okay, so gardens. So gardens are an interesting minigame because only one of the plants is actually like required to progress, which is the queen beets. So I have currently my queen beets in this arrangement because it allows me to do queen beet combos and also farm for a juicy queen beet, which is the hardest plant to get because it's really rare, and you need one of them to do the garden achievements. So currently I have my I'm using a dual threat, but like what you would do in the end game is you would fill your entire garden with queen beets, which you can click, and you can get 1 hour of your cookies per second, which is capped at 4% of your bank. And if you stack enough building specials and frenzies and stuff like that, which is kind of capped for a normal player like me, at like realistically I can get 1 frenzy and 2 building specials. Like realistically I just can't go beyond that without using hacks and cheats and whatever. Like occasionally I will, but it's like a 1 in 1,000 chance if I'm like yeah, it's not really worth going into in detail. But like you basically never get a comp other than 2 building specials and 1 frenzy, which is still like a let me do the quick mouse real quick. It's still like 100,000 times more than you generally produce, I think, something like that. And then you can do crazy queen beat combos. Actually, let me calculate. Let me calculate exactly how much it is. It's actually 250,000 more than we normally would get on a normal like situation. So and you can abuse that to like get like fucking 250,000 hours of cookies per second with 1 queen beat, and you can see how that can get really out of hand basically. So that's currently the meta. You just stack up queen beats, use them during combos to get like a shit ton of cookies, and that's basically how you progress. Like all the other systems are comparatively relevant. Although like clicking combos can still be useful until like about where I am in the game basically, which is closer to the end game than to early game. Okay, so Other garden notable things is you have the clovers, which are useful for blackhead's pole farming, which I'm gonna get into later. You don't generally use most of the other ones, like they have their edge case uses, which is an edge case use again. Like it's not something you would generally have in play. It's mostly just queen beats. Like Dictators, you might say, hey Dotesmite, why not use Dictators? Because you could get 500,000 hours of cookies with Dictators. Well, they take a longer time to mature, but that's not really the biggest issue. The biggest issue is that they get desynced, and when they get desynced, it means that it's way harder to actually get like a strong combo. So those two factors combined, given that you should basically probably get like maybe 2 decent combos a day on a normal day. I haven't gotten any like for a while, but like whatever. Means that Dictators aren't really useful because it's just
sitting here waiting to get a bank. I want a bank, Dotesmite.
You want a bank?
I want to own a bank.
But yeah,
It's gonna take too long. I'm gonna fuck it. I'm upgrading other shit. I don't want to fucking get a bank. I'm buying more farms.
Yeah. Well, cheap caps were the things used for the infinite combo back in the day.
That bank did fuck all. That bank was not worth all of my money.
Yeah.
Dotesmite, why did you let me buy a bank? Should have bought more grandmas.
Icar puffs are useful sometimes, depending on the situation, which I'm not gonna fucking go into. Like, it has some edge case uses. But basically, the gardening minigame, you crossbreed plants, no thank you.
Crossbreed plants? Is it like the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2?
It could very well be, but I don't know what the Chow Garden is. And then
the Chow Garden is really... I actually think you would really like the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure 2. Like, I think you should play Sonic Adventure 2 just for the Chow Garden. Don't bother with the actual game.
But yeah, the garden is the only thing that can really speed up your sugar lump production. Because if you're playing it properly, you can get like 11 more sugar lumps per week if you get decently lucky with the garden, and or if you just save scum. So you can basically like triple your sugar lump production, which sounds useful, but they come in so fucking slow that it's whatever. Like, I've done it before, but it just kind of makes me miserable to do so, because I don't enjoy the garden so much. I've just resorted to cheating nowadays because it's just more fun for me that way.
Yo, I found a pixel where it thinks it thinks I'm hovering over 2 different items, and they're like Z fighting with each other.
Yeah, that happens. That's a funny thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is the garden minigame. This is the actual end game for Cookie Clicker now. Like, oh, you have all of these buildings, you think they matter? Think again, fuck you. Okay, what else is relevant? Oh yeah, fortune cookies. That's a thing that Tortail just added on a whim, and those are really cool because sometimes you'll get a green thing on the new sticker, and that'll just randomly give you an upgrade. Oh, also the garden has like some special cookies, the cookie upgrades that you can get, which are RNG drops, so you use things that boost RNG drops to get those drops. Which is kind of a boring threat, but like, it's a thing you do. It's a thing you do to farm out achievements, which is the actual point of the game, to farm out achievements.
No, the point of the game is to get as many grandmas as you can get. We already discussed this, Dotesmite.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a grandma in ages because I've been trying to get it so that I have a stable economy which will allow me to mass purchase grandmas. Because I've been wasting all my money on grandmas. Did I buy another factory, Dotesmite?
Yeah, you should buy another factory.
Okay, I bought they're shit though.
Okay, so the last big main game update that came out was the stock market. No, the
You
stock
you
market.
can trade cookies on the cookie coin.
Yeah. The thing with the stock market is it looks really intimidating, but it's actually like probably the easiest minigame.
You're
Because
just like real life.
yeah, here's how the stock market works. Cereal, you see cereals. These want to be around 20. Chocolate, these want to be around 30. Butter, guess it, these want to be around 40. And then you get all the way to the subsidiaries, which want to be around 160. So if they're significantly below that value, you buy them. When they're near that value or above, you sell them. And that's the only thing you do with the stock market, basically. Like, you can go more in depth. There are patterns. There's a fast fall, a fast rise, a slow fall, a slow rise, a chaotic pattern, a stable pattern. And you can detect those patterns, but those come kind of intuitively once you know that they're there. And it's not really like a thing you have to think about all too much. So it's kind of simple, and it's just kind of another long achievement grind you have to do at some point in the game. And you also have the loans, which are theoretically useful, but practically you never really want to use them, even though they can make your combos way stronger. Because unless you're at the end of your Ascension and you're definitely resetting and you're doing your final combo, in which case you can make your combo bigger than it otherwise could have been. Which, you know, has its use, but it's not really something you think about like the vast majority of the time. Yeah, that's the
I think I
final
might be
game.
terrible at this game, Dotesmite.
It comes with time.
I feel like this is taking me ages just to get some fucking grandmas. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm basically just attacking randomly.
My family is starving. Someone figure out the economy, please help. And your expenditure on Cran was 16 fucking billion cookies. Yeah.
Wait, what?
16 billion cookie expenditure on Cran was my family is starving.
16 billion cookie yeah.
Yeah.
That's not even that much for you, though. That's like nothing.
Oh
You
yeah,
could
it's
easily
nothing for
spend-
me.
You could spend 16 billion cookies on grandmas and you literally, it wouldn't even have any noticeable impact on you. Like, you wouldn't even tell. You
Yeah,
could do it by accident and not notice.
I could do it.
Could you
an
do it?
accident.
Could you do it right now?
I could spend 3 quintillion cookies on Cran.
Yeah, do that.
I could spend 12 quintillion, 48 quintillion, 197
Wait, what is this?
quintillion,
Wait, why is it changing?
793
Why is it
sextillion,
changing?
13 sextillion,
Why is it
52,
changing, Dotesmite?
213,
Dotesmite, why is it changing? Oh,
Because I bought
you're
more.
clicking it.
Yeah,
I didn't see you clicking them.
I was clicking them.
Oh, I understand now. Okay.
Yeah.
I was very confused. I was like, what advanced mechanic raises the prices without you doing anything?
Yeah. Oh fuck! I could. My RNG grind finally over on my main save. Can I get a building special? One building special for a Dotesmite. One building special. No building special for a Dotesmite. No building special for a Dotesmite. I only got one, which is
dear.
not enough. No, thank you. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. Now I'm back to waiting for my first hand of fate to recharge. Oh no.
I still haven't gotten any more grandmas for a while because I'm planning to get this upgrade for my farm to make them twice as efficient. Then I should have plenty of money to spend on grandmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I just wait because I can't do anything while I wait. There's no mini games.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna click the cookie.
I just click the golden cookie out of reflex. I've had times where you just start seeing fucking golden cookies everywhere. No, thank you.
That's sick.
Like in real
That's
life,
like
because
the
I'm so
it's like
fucking
The
used to it.
Witness.
Yeah.
It's like The Witness. You ever played The Witness?
I have seen
The
Joseph
Witness?
Anderson video on it. No, thank
You
you.
know the
Which I know
Witness song?
that you're also talking about.
That's my-
I have seen the same video that I know the video you're talking about.
The
No,
Witness.
I know. I have watched the same video you have watched.
You know The Witness, does
I
my
know the witness.
witness dick in your ass?
Okay, so yeah, that's all the mini games and all the threats through time. I think most of them, at least. Now we can get the achievements, which are the real meat and potatoes of the game. Okay, so you have
How long are we into the stream when we're finally getting into the real meat and potatoes of the game?
An hour and some minutes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
someone
about
called
right.
Domino Kitty spammed in the chat, apparently. Yeah. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah. So yeah, the minigames with minigame
Wait,
achievements.
what's wrong with this? What's wrong with Domino Kitty?
I had 2-based swag attack.
You banned them?
I do not.
Why did you ban them?
I don't ban people from my chat. I'm not an authoritarian, no thank you.
Oh, wait, what happened?
I think they just left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said you banned them.
No, I thanked them.
Oh, thanked them. Okay.
Anyway. So there are only a few achievements that matter in the whole game, no thank you. So listen.
Oh yeah, like buying grandmas and reading their names out on Dotesmite stream.
Yeah.
We got Agnes.
Mhm.
Agatha.
Yeah.
Michelle. Obama. Bunny. Zantat Izane.
Mhm.
Vera.
Mhm.
Darling.
Mhm.
And Mimsy.
Yeah,
There we
Mimsy.
go.
But,
I should close my visual novel because this is now taking a lot of RAM to run Cookie Clicker.
Yeah, Cookie Clicker's a fucking tram hog. But you have liquid assets. I'm gonna tell you about every single fucking achievement that matters, no thank you. So the ones that are hard to get. So liquid assets, you spend a few weeks doing the stock market minigame and then you get liquid assets. That's just a side thing you do and you just have to spend a few weeks without ascending, basically. That's the challenge of this achievement because stock markets are brain dead. Then you have Seedless Deny, which means that you have to complete your fucking garden and then do it again, which is fine. So you have to do your garden twice in any given save file, basically. But, you know, it's how it is. Yeah. What else? What else is hard to get? Yeah, this is the challenge thing you do at the start of your save file. I do, at least. Then you have the holiday achievements, which don't really require that much effort either. You just kind of do them. Except not Eldir, the fucking Reindeer Slayer and Eldir both are actually kind of hard. Because they just take a fuck ton of time and don't really accomplish anything. Like you just spend like 4 hours on it and just pay attention and click every single reindeer.
Nice.
Which, you know, is just kind of annoying.
I mean, clicking reindeer, more like reindeer's nuts.
Then you have my Lord reaction, which is an RNG crown, which I just unlocked because I've done it before.
Hey, do you know what the Maillard reaction is in real life?
Yeah, I know what the Maillard reaction is.
You know what it is in real life?
What?
You know what it is in real life?
What?
You know what it is in real life?
What is it in real life?
It's the Maillard reaction. It's the thing where things get bad.
Yeah. And then you have a year worth of cavities.
I'm
which
really
is
adding to the stream. I'm really the backbone to the stream. What would you do without me? What would you do without me in the stream?
Be really sad because I don't have any viewers.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I have to be because I have someone to talk to.
Hooray.
Hooray. But I have a years of cavities, which is just either wait a year or spend 4 months obsessively gardening. Basically, this is actually I don't know if you can even get it by spending. I don't even know. Doesn't fucking matter. Sugar lumps, fuck sugar lumps. What else? On Uncanny Clicker, you have to use an auto clicker for this one. At least I do. I can't click fast enough to get this achievement. I'm a slow clicker.
How do you do that?
What?
What's the clicker? I'm pretty fast at clicking.
I think you have to do like 15 clicks per second or something insane like that.
I can do that. I have no idea if I can actually do that. Let's just make sure.
If I'm using 2 fingers, I can get 9.4 clicks per second.
Right. How do I tell? Let me go to a clicks per second website. Oh, I searched for CPS. I searched for CPS website, and then I remembered CPS is Child Protective Services.
Yeah.
Clicks per second.
Uncanny Clicker, some people can do it organically. I can't do this one organically.
Alright, let's see.
Then you have the
Start.
novelties.
That was terrible. I got 6. No, I got 8. 8.2. But now with a mouse, I plug my mouse in. This is you're gonna see the Dotesmite. Sometimes I play with Tech 9 in CS:GO. I haven't played CS:GO in like a month, but when I did, sometimes you play with the Tech 9, and when you play with the Tech 9, you gotta fucking spam click that bastard. So. Well, that was way worse than the first time. That was like so much worse than the first time. All right, let's go 2 fingers. 2 fingers on the mouse. That was so bad. 9.8. How the fuck you could do 15 seconds per tick per second? What? That's
you
not
use an
possible.
auto clicker. That's basically.
Oh wait, if I
some
go,
people
I've
get
been doing-
like if you, some people can like butterfly click and do shit like that, and then they get that way.
I got 14.
Wait, how? What?
Wait, I can do this. I can do this. I was doing the 5-second one. Do you have to just do it for 1 second?
It's complicated.
Explain it to me.
You have to do enough clicks over some given time period, which I think is like a few seconds. I'm not really sure.
All right, I'm gonna try. I think I could.
Like it's either your peak or your contiguous. I don't really remember how it works exactly.
I think I could pretty easily get 15. All right, I think I can get 15 clicks in if it's only measuring 1 second. But over 5 seconds, I couldn't average 15 clicks a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
You have to click within a 15th of a second of your last click 6 times within 1 second, basically. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was way worse than my previous attempt. I'm trying out new strategies, Dotesmite.
Do it in the game. See if you can get the achievement.
Do it in the game?
Yeah.
Okay. I got uncanny clicker. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one. So you can do it naturally.
Really I'm doing it with 2 hands though.
Yeah, I physically can't click fast enough to get it.
That was not even difficult at all.
It depends on your biology, basically.
That was literally first try.
It's a biology gated achievement. Like I literally can't click fast enough no matter what I try. Like for me, it's physically impossible to get that. Yeah, like my fingers don't move that fast.
Even with 2 hands.
I can try. Let me see clicks per second.
Because there's no way I could get that with one hand. That was two hands.
I mean, I use 1 hand, 2 fingers.
Oh no, that's not no. Do two hands, like alternate fingers with each hand.
Yeah, I can't coordinate well enough. Like I literally can't just coordinate 2 hands well enough to do it. So,
I think it's probably because I played musical instrument.
Yeah, but that's a physically impossible achievement for me. So I just use an auto clicker, basically.
That's a shame.
Yep.
Send me your save. I'll do it for you.
I mean, I already got it with an auto clicker.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, Black Cat's Paw. This is the worst achievement. That isn't the sugar lump achievement. And you have to click 7,777 golden cookies. I don't even know if I've gotten this achievement ever, actually. Like, I think I must have at some point. But it's basically you have the no life cookie clicker for like a few days and just click all the golden cookies you see. With the max it up. So it's definitely possible to get, but it's just a fucking massive pain in the ass. So I have like various sugar lump achievements and whatever, and these are just sugar lumps, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And then you have Sexcentennial, which is the actual fucking late game goal for basically anyone who's playing the game, which just means you have to get 600 idle verses and 600 of every other building, which, you know, I'm at 500 right now, how hard can another 100 be? Well, it's exponential.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how the games get you. They get you with exponential curves. That's how video games suck you in. Human mind can't comprehend exponential curve.
Yeah. But you can get it eventually if you just do enough combos.
I never play video games.
Yeah, I don't think I have ever actually gotten Sexcentennial. I think this is one of the few achievements I've just never had in the game. So currently I'm hoping I can make it to Sexcentennial.
Hey, I hit 10,000 cookies per second.
Yay! Okay, so I think that's about it for the achievements. It should be. There's some other things maybe I can talk about. Not really. There's just things that don't really matter that much that people don't. I mean, Sugar Frenzy is another option you have, which you can spend a sugar lump to triple your CPS. I think it used to be double your CPS, which again is useful for combos. Isn't really useful for gameplay because sugar lumps are time gated, and you generally don't want to waste them that way. But is how it is.
How hard can it be to get 1 trillion cookies?
Not that hard.
Not hard at all. Yeah.
But so that's basically most of the game. That's most of the game. No, thank you.
Hooray! That's most of the game.
And then you have heaven upgrades. Is there anything I can talk about the heaven upgrades?
Yo, what the fuck is happening?
I ascended into heaven.
Yo, you ascended?
Yeah.
I've never seen ascending.
So
before.
this was the late game when I was the most into the game. When I was the most into the game, I was playing 3 saves at the same time, so I would have something to do while I was doing endgame grinds on my main save. And I got really far on all the saves, basically. That's because the endgame is so fucking slow. And the 10th game at that point was getting all of these boxes of cookies. But now you have like even further achievements with the milk helps and the fucking fortune cookie. Oh, actually those are before. You have further upgrade chains. But yeah, basically this is how you do Ascension threats. Yeah, you get your cookie, you get your dragon, then you get some golden cookie upgrades, then you get permanent slots, then you wow, and then you just kind of do it. There's like 100 guides for it. Like it kind of sucks that the meta right now is, or rather the meta that's being figured out over time, as combos become like more reliable and people just focus on them more when it comes to theory crafting. Is you're supposed to ascend basically as little as possible because staying in one ascension gives you more combo potential. So you only really want to ascend once you got like a shit ton of fucking heavenly chips. So that's kind of a shame.
My grandmas are now twice as efficient. Hell
Yeah.
yeah! That just came out of nowhere. That wasn't even in the list of upgrades, and then I bought something and it appeared in the list.
Oh, synergies were really cool when those came out because they were like massive upgrades. So I was like, oh, yo, there's synergies, and then they were like, yo, those are cool, but they're whatever. There's another in the long list of upgrades now because they're not the most recent content, so they kind of get obsoleted with like new threats coming out and stuff. Yeah, what else?
I spent all my cookies on grandmas, and now my grandma's a cookie.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it, actually.
I'm gonna start buying grandmas for real now. Okay, what have we got?
There's Cosmic Beginner's Luck, which is useful
Francis.
for one specific situation, but no one uses it because it's bad. I liked using it because I hated the fucking seasonal farming meta, but it doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, yeah, that's Cookie Clicker. What's your grandma name? No, thank you.
Oh, we've got Belma Francis. Let's just buy. Should I sell everything and just spend everything on grandmas?
Sure.
All right, that's the best way to end this stream. I'm gonna wait till I hit 1 million and then I'll sell everything.
Do you have any Cookie Clicker related questions? No, thank you.
No. Why do you play this stupid game?
I am mentally ill.
That makes sense. Okay, I am almost at 1 million. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1 million. I'm selling all my banks, selling all my factories, selling all my mines, selling all my farms, and I'm even gonna sell all my curses. Bam. All right, now let's buy all the grandmas I can afford. We got Arrow, Millicent, Gusher, Precious, Gertrude, Tell Cersei it was me, Betty, and Mavis, and I can now no longer afford any more grandmas.
Yay!
Because I'm not making any cookies in return. I'm buying shit now.
I'm ending the stream. I think.
All right, goodbye, stream.
Goodbye,
It was
stream.
good knowing you.